Can you give us some example of some of the, like, not specific people or anything like that? I just mean, like, could you give an example of bad advice and what about it is bad or unhealthy for people to try and put into practice?
Okay, so one thing I heard recently was an individual said some of the best advice he can give to men is to not fall in love. You know, basically just find a woman you want to be with and kind of keep it there. The reason why I view that as horrible advice is because you sit down with any man who's lived enough life, they will all be able to say there's been at least one time they fell deeply for a woman, all right? The problem isn't falling deeply for a woman. The problem is we don't know how to handle it once we get there. The problem is because we're not accustomed to handling and processing our emotions a certain kind of way and being this vulnerable, we don't understand what's going to be required of us in that moment. We also kind of lose sight of, because I'm a big believer in masculine and feminine energy, and I believe that if she was attracted to you because of that masculine energy that you give off, and now you become this emotional wreck because you don't know how to handle all these feelings you have for her, well, you start to become less attractive to her. And it's not that it's not fixable. It's fixable, but again, a lack of understanding and awareness derails the situation. So rather than telling men don't fall in love because it's inevitable, let's teach them how we walk in love, what I call loving in your masculine, how you maintain that energy and still be able to pour into that woman in a way that allows the relationship to flourish.
Yeah, and how does that work when, I think obviously a lot of people in that example that you're giving, if the person's attracted to someone because of their masculine energy, but at the same time they want them to be empathetic and compassionate and kind, which are generally seen as more feminine energy, how does that person balance the two? Or is that not how you're explaining it? Is that not?
No, it's about balance. So we have to understand we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. I'm a believer in one must be your dominant energy. The other is the one you tap into when necessary. So as a man, you can walk in your masculine and in those moments, tap into those things. But you can't just stay there all the time, all right? You can't just become this needy, emotional guy. That's not gonna work in the vast majority of cases. And so what happens is there's this messaging that's being thrown out there that women don't like good guys. I don't believe that's what it is. I believe that women become less attracted when you don't know how to exude and walk in your masculine energy. And we're hiding behind the label of good guy. You can be a good guy and still exude masculine energy. And that's the thing. And we also think that, oh, they like bad boys. No, if you look deeper, it's really the masculine energy that quote unquote bad boy exudes. But what they desire is a mixture of both. The same way that we would want a mixture of both. We would want a loving, sweet woman, feminine woman, whatever. And if you're a guy who wants a masculine woman, cool. But you don't want her to be just that. You know, you want her to have the ability to tap into that other side when necessary. I think we all desire that balance in our partner. And I think it's healthy. And if we just learn how to maintain it and how to nurture it, we would see greater success in relationships.